What is up? What is up, fam? It's On My X, episode number 15. 1-5. We made it every week. It seems like, man, like we're getting up there in the numbers. Glad to have you guys back on with us. We hit 500 subs this week on the YouTube channel, so thank you guys so much for subbing, checking out the videos. Love to see that, so thank you guys so much for the support. I'm joined by my awesome friends and co-hosts like usual every single week. We got Wes Price, a.k.a. Clutch. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, guys? It's the Vince Carter episode 15. Couldn't be more excited. Big Vince Carter guy growing up, so always respect the 15. Always gamble on 15 when I'm on the roulette table. So,
and how's that worked out for you?
Very excited. I actually do fairly well on roulette.
Have you ever hit on it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've also sat at a roulette table for like 6 hours at a time, so it's bound to hit 15 eventually. So don't let that be a lesson to you that you just bet one number. But enough about that. Excited for On My X. It's been a long day. The Ravens lost to the Patriots. Don't ask me about football other than that. It's not a good time to be a Ravens fan. And we're moving on.
I'm just gonna say you guys let me down pretty much every year. I feel like I'm getting hyped about the Ravens, and then they're just breaking my heart. Like I'm like
Lamar,
a lot of
injuries this year. There's a lot of injuries this year that are going into it. I don't want to get into specifics. We're just. It's not going to be our year. I'll say that.
Yeah. Anyways, my brother over here, you know, the other co-host, my Warzone duo, H3, multiple time champ. Obviously, we got Faisal Khan. You guys know him. He's goofy. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, everyone? Excited to be back for 15th episode of On My X. We will get into a lot of the details, obviously, of the show in a little bit with, just recapping the esports Halo scene. And I'll give you a little nugget of an idea of what you have coming for this episode. We've brought you guys a lot of special guests and hosts, and for this episode, we will be bringing you a special one. And that's just a little nugget into the intro. But aside from that, I'm doing good. We had the Halo 3 tournament again. Played with the same roster. We fell a little bit short, so that was sad. But other than that, it's just been good. Been working. I'm trying to get back into fitness, actually, finally. I have this whole pandemic. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to lie, man. This whole pandemic, before the pandemic, I was in a good routine for years. And then obviously with the pandemic, with the gym shutting down, I stopped going and then just threw everything off. But finally, before the new year starts, I want to try to get back into some good habits. So, but yeah, man, excited to be back for another episode.
And so maybe now Wes can finally stop bullying us about our bicep sizes, right? So
no, I'm never got one on that. So, I mean, hey, it starts with day one and it continues from there, right? So
also, Faisal, it must be nice to play in those Halo 3 tournaments, right? That's a whole nother story. Wes, Faisal almost tried to steal over your thunder there, but we got another guest here for us this week. Why don't you go ahead and intro our guy?
Absolutely. Couldn't be more excited to have this guy on. I knew it was a matter of time before I had him on. I wanted him to kind of make a statement with his gameplay, give him a reason to come on, say like earn it to a sense. This kid did just that last week in the HCS Pro Championship that he was a part of. He actually flipped the switch somewhere in between winner's bracket and loser's bracket and was the difference in becoming the champion. It's the kid that needs a hoodie. It's the kid with the lowest vision score in North America in League of Legends, but also your favorite sniper. It's Royal 2.
What's good, Matt? How you doing, man?
Dude, what's going on, guys? That was probably the nicest thing I've ever heard. But then he has to twist it and turn it into the worst thing.
Typical Wes.
He can't say something positive.
Damn compliment.
I'm like, oh, this is going so good, and he just goes, and he's the worst warder, worst. I
mean, there was a statistics on average
vision bad, reaction speed bad.
I'm like, Matt, get her, and so. A running joke that we have, I have with him, is that like in League of Legends, we've been playing a lot of League together recently, and in League you get a free ward like every 90 seconds. We're 35 minutes into the game, and Matt has a vision score of like 8, and I'm like, the math does not check out there.
But you gotta check the kills. That's where we're not focused on. He's focused on vision. We're focused on kills. Like,
I mean, guy plays 80 carries, talks about kills. There's just levels to this. I'm playing chess. He's playing checkers.
Doesn't matter if he's playing Halo, sniping, or if he's on League. He's 80 carrying. He loves to see the high kill counts. So hey, man, we're honestly honored to have you on the show. Obviously, it's pretty sick. It's like Wes's vendetta to have every single member of Sentinels on this show at some point in time. So thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'll get TJ one day. TJ will be easy. TJ is
But
probably
who's
the hardest
you had
task.
Frosty and
We've had Frosty and we've had
We
Brad.
got Frosty,
Obviously,
we got
he's
Brad, yeah.
he's an
APG,
next
yeah.
member, and so
Well,
it's down
Brad's
to
not
Brad
even
to
a Sentinels
TJ
member,
and
so that doesn't
PJ.
count.
Yeah, I mean he's
Technically,
like their
yeah.
honorary fifth man. He's like the guy, right?
Yeah, but we had him on because he wasn't a member of Sentinels, right?
Damn.
Yeah, so
We
he
got the
came on here.
inside
And,
scoop. We got the inside scoop on that
Yeah.
episode.
yeah, he
He gave
roasted
us
you
the
guys
deets.
hard, bro. He roasted you guys
No.
Spill
hard.
the tea, huh?
He spilled the tea.
He spilled the tea. That's crazy.
So usually what we do is like we'll have everyone kind of ask a question. I've actually been thinking about this one all weekend because Wes let us know we were going to have you on. I was super excited to have you on. So I'll kick things off, and then Faisal, if you want to go next on your question for him, and then Wes will have you go right after that. But my question for you, Matt, is let's remove for a second. Whoa, we just lost your video. Are you there?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, we're back. Okay, we're gonna remove Snakebite, Lethal, and Frosty from the equation. We'll remove Brad too as well, one of your other teammates. Who can you attribute or I guess give some thanks to for your rise to where you've achieved the level you've achieved in Halo and the success you've had? Who would you give it to outside of those guys?
Did Wes put a gun to your head and tell you to
Hey, I love this question.
Oh my god! It's like I swear, Wes is just he loves it. He's eating it up. I don't even. I can't even say.
I mean, answer the question.
Okay. I've actually had a lot of good teammates. I think every team I've been on, like, there's been like I even team with Faisal. I don't know if people like know that. Was
I know
it
that.
only one event? Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, remember the LAN network, bro? The talk,
Yeah,
dude.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you
Yeah,
guys had a
savage.
LAN network talk?
We were at the LAN network, and
Just that
fuck,
we were down bad. We were.
Yeah.
We were
we needed a reset.
I saw it at the tournament.
All I remember
Yeah,
was me and
no,
Hazel
we
were-
did.
Dude,
Three
your brother was there
times.
too, wasn't he? I think your brother was there.
Yeah,
We were
brother
eating
was there.
grapes outside. We were just walking laps around the pool, dude.
It was vibes. It was
yeah,
honestly
we were-
vibes.
We were going through. That was a good team. We went through some. That
was not a
that
good team.
rough.
It
Okay.
was
we were like.
we didn't play
Who
good
was the
Halo,
team?
but
Who
we
was the
were-
team?
Okay, that was a
It
fun
was a team.
Okay.
Who was the
Yeah,
team, Matt?
there's a running joke about that team that I give Matt a lot of hell
He says it
for.
every
And-
day,
and,
bro.
and
I
I'm like,
can't get
dude,
away
I
from
literally
it.
beat you 3 times in one tournament.
Was that team? Was it when we were on that team?
It was that team.
Oh
we
my
played each
God,
other
dude.
we played each other in winners bracket, in placement round 2, and then in console.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Yeah, and I think we apparently we lost every. Yeah, we got slots.
It was wild.
So, okay, back to your question. Let's see. I don't know. I think the first team that when I got top 8 was I was team with Thrust, Arcanum, and Dursky. I think that was like the main team because that's when I got top 8, and I think that's when it kind of got like serious because the teams before that I was still placing good. I only went to like 2 Halo 3 events, but I didn't really like learn as much. It was just kind of me like not like carrying, but like I felt like I was better than them. And I didn't really like learn anything. And then so when I got on their team, they've been like pro. Like Dursky's been like top 8, 12, whatever he's placing. So I think when I team with them, that's when I started to learn like how to actually, play as a team. They're like teaching me a lot about like team, not like in like skill wise, but they're just teaching me how like the fundamentals of how to actually play proper team Halo. So I think it started with them. And then honestly, like every team after that, I feel like I learned something. I mean, there's some teams in between where they weren't that good. Like, someone got arrested, and then some teams.
Oh damn!
But yeah. But
I tried to teach you on that team, but I can't teach you.
I guess I'll give Wes. I think the big team was like with Wes, Dursky, and Snakebite. That was like by far. I guess you can't include PJ, but I'd say Wes. I know, eat it up, Wes. Wes and Dursky, definitely the top 2 because I think I team with them the most. Yeah, so I'd say them 2 were probably like the biggest factors. Outside
So does that
my
mean
team
you're ending
now.
up at 343 Industries next since they've already kind of gone before?
He's already reeling me in.
I wouldn't even allow you on the pro team with how like.
So Matt, what about Wes and Sean made them like have such an impact? Obviously, like you said, with Thrust, and I remember those days, like we, because you guys were coming up, and me and my group were trying to come up as well, and
Twilight.
and yeah, Twilight. shout out to Lee, bro. He was a good
No.
teammate.
I gotta tell that story sometime.
Yeah, we got a great.
Can I tell that story? Because this is story time.
Yeah, we gotta go story time.
You gotta
Go
tell
ahead.
that story for sure.
Go
But
ahead.
before we get into the story, so what about, specifically with Sean, aka Dursky, and Wes, obviously Clutch, what about them kind of made a difference to that extent where you kind of attribute, a lot of the success you have to the kind of their their umbrella? Like what about that? What about them specifically do you think makes you feel that way?
Well, I think Wes is just a hard ass. So I mean, he still
No way.
is. So yeah, no shocker, no way. So like when you play with Wes, it's like Wes
Like
wants
tough
to win.
love. It's like tough love.
Wes wants to
Absolutely.
win super bad, so it's
We're
like
gonna win.
when we're teaming with Wes, it's like if you fuck up, like he tells you, like
I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, and like he wants to win, so it's not just like some dumb shit like where it's not like he's just saying something stupid, just getting like it's for a good reason, but
Yeah, that's like
it's
one
not
thing
like,
I would say is like when I complain, it's like to get us better. It's not to complain. It's like what did we do wrong here in order for us to lose this lead or to not?
I think it was
cap a
pretty
flag?
good because like I was like 15 at the time, so like I was like not shitting my pants, but like he say something and I'm just like a little kid. I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like he'll like yell or something. I'm like, all right, I won't do that. Like, it's pretty easy to learn because I'm a new player, so it's like it's really simple. And then I think Dursky was like it was kind of like the good cop, bad cop. Now I think about it. Like Dursky was more like he's like laid back, like the Wes is like, dude, you cannot push up right now. And then Sean's like, no, like you're good, man. Like just pull the flag next time. Like Sean's like more calm.
Just take a deep breath. We'll be okay.
Sean's doing yoga and shit. Like,
We're gonna get through this.
Dursky was like, I think that's kind of what it was. And Sean's like he's like laid back. He was like never get like mad really. So it was more like I think that's kind of what it was. Like they both kind of helped, but Wes was more like his literally service tag was called lead. His gamer tag was clutch leads because he thought he was a leader.
No, that was after I got second best leader of.
Okay, is that why?
Was that a category?
Yeah, it was.
Who won the title?
Cougar.
Yeah, it was fucking me over too.
Cougar was apparently leading Roy, Lunch, and Ola. I'm like, get out of here, dude.
I mean,
I'm literally teaming with 15-year-old Snakebite and Roll too. I've got kids in diapers that I have to change in the middle of series. And somehow
awesome.
this guy's claiming to be a better leader. It's like,
if
you know how much I have to chew out Roll 2 to stay alive or push up in situations like.
How long have y'all? So when Wes and Matt, when did y'all? How long ago? What year did y'all team in? And were y'all friends before that, or how did y'all end up teaming, or how did that happen?
It was we started teaming after Anaheim. So the tournament that you guys teamed,
3-0 we got.
And I beat you 3 times at it. Not
later.
All right, but anyways, I always thought Roll 2 was like incredibly individually skilled, and that was.
I think I played you at the Anaheim as well, Matt. Sorry, side note. Keep going.
I got
gas me up.
I think we both got top 12 that event, and it was like, all right, I got to do the old find some incredibly individually skilled teammates and kind of coach them up, kind of a mindset. It was like I'm not gonna team with, like I was trying to put together a team of people that I thought were like really, really good individually, and then create some teamwork around it. So we originally had me, Matt, Reliable, and Arcanum.
And this was Halo Reach, just for everyone wondering.
Yes. Anaheim
This is Halo Reach.
First year of Halo Reach.
2011.
First year of Halo Reach.
Yeah, really. But it was after the second event, I guess. Maybe after the third event. We started practicing online. We were very, very good online with that team. And then Reliable got sniped from BTH. BTH actually picked him up.
Smackdown and all them, right? That was a nasty squad too.
Yeah.
So he gets sniped from BTH. I don't think Snipedown was on the team just yet. I think it was Maniac. It was something like Reliable, Formal, Maniac, and a fourth or something.
Wasn't Snipedown on the Anaheim team though? Because they lost the Classic, remember? I think he was on, or was he on Dynasty at the time?
He was on. No, he was on BTH the last 2 events, but before that, I think he left.
Oh, it must have been Maniac, Cloud, Reliable, and someone.
Yeah,
Formal was on the team because we actually played them at the tournament. But anyways, Reliable gets sniped. We pick up Best Man. We're actually still pretty good.
Shout out B-Man.
Yeah, we were actually very, very good, and I think we had the potential to place pretty well. But our teammate Arcanum actually went to jail, and we had to forfeit.
Ooh, what tournament was that?
That was
Raleigh.
Columbus?
No,
Raleigh 2011.
It was Raleigh.
Yep. So
our teammates in jail while we're forfeiting, while we're trying to play our.
Remember this? We're
trying to play our
like it was yesterday.
And we forfeit to the worst teams. No offense.
Yeah, no, dude.
To Amish Acorns, like they were like the top 16. They were like the 4th seed.
The crazy thing about it is we forfeit all of all of our pool play
The bottom
series
pool
on Friday.
until on Friday. Well, no.
Wait.
We get a phone call that he's on the way back. Janelle's. He was dating Janelle at the time. Janelle's dad bailed him out of jail and was getting him back to the venue. We're trying to stall time, and the referee comes over and Arcanum's gonna show up like any minute.
Oh, y'all are at your station, like
Yeah.
driving from jail.
So we were gonna. Well, what our plan was, but we're gonna stall as much as possible to try and get some pool play wins. We've already
Like ref, I
forfeited
shit
2
my
matches.
pants, like something.
I see what you. Okay.
And
So your
so we're
strategy
gonna-
was to stall time while he
We're gonna
tries
play
to get
game
back.
1 and just like 3-on-4, and we're just gonna play defense and pray that maybe we get an extra 30 seconds or we get a minute or whatever we get, right? And the ref comes over without saying a word to us before. I know exactly who the ref was. I will not name him due to credibility on his department. We are not on good terms still, by the way, because this was absolute unprofessional what I witnessed. This ref comes up to us and he's like, all right, so you guys weren't ready for game 1. So you can't play game 2 because it was illegal to play Slayers, 3-on-4s. So we're gonna jump into game 3, and I'm like, whoa, why did we forfeit game 1? He's like, because you guys weren't all here. I'm like, well, we're not gonna be all here because our teammate's coming back from jail. If you would let us play 3-on-4, that would be great. And he was like, unfortunately, you guys weren't ready, and it's past the time where game 1 was supposed to start, so you guys forfeit. I'm like, well, that's on you. Like, you didn't ask us to start it, or you didn't tell them to start it. Like,
we were all at our stations.
We've been here playing in a free-for-all, warming up against the other team. It's like, and so anyways, long story short, I can't beat the ref in an argument because he's a dictator, and we forfeit that series completely. Arcanum actually shows up in the middle of game 3. And
Damn, I'm surprised he showed up.
We get 3-0'd. Well, the best thing about it is we play BTH,
dude.
After that, and we actually go to game 5 of BTH and beat them.
We would have won our pool. Like
it's like the other teams in our pool were not gonna beat us.
It was Active Rush and Amish Acorns team or something.
Yeah, like
and like we should have like.
I remember weren't y'all like going around on Friday when he went to jail? Weren't y'all trying to pick up some?
I think.
Yeah, we had options. We had options,
pick up an
but none of them.
Who are y'all gonna pick up? I remember it was a couple. Oh yeah,
I think Kratos was one.
No way.
Demon didn't want to leave his team last minute, right? Is that what happened?
Demon was going to leave. We just said
some people were going to shade, like literally leave their team at the door to join our team.
It was a wild little. We just decided as a team and our options.
If you get the shot, right?
It's like... We were just going to stick with Arcanum and try and make a losers bracket run, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But needless to say, we did not team with Arcanum after that. No bad blood with him. I mean.
Yeah, I don't like
that was a big mistake, and he messed up and affected his Halo career with that decision that he made that day. But that being said, it's like water under the bridge. I still think he's a good person. I still like him as a guy. I consider him a homie still. So.
I think most of us in his shoes probably would have done the same thing, trying to defend his girlfriend's honor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. The story, I didn't really do a good job of explaining that, but someone disrespected his girlfriend in a very vulgar fashion, and he responded physically. And I can't tell you I wouldn't do the same.
Exactly.
I'm not in his shoes. I'm not in that position, so I'm not going to speak for it. But that being said,
I mean, he came all the way back. He got bailed out. He made it to L Series. Y'all beat BTH. You know, like there was a little bit of light there at the end. It would have been insane for y'all to recover from that tragic start to the weekend.
Dude, but the worst part was we played. So we were like make the loser back run in our first match or something. We're playing for top 8. We're playing versus Warriors. Like we're playing PJ's team, and like, why am I playing Warriors? And
Twilight,
we get the hardest. Like we're not playing.
We get a very tough. Well, it's like our bracket sucks, right?
Yeah,
because we lost our pool.
We're really screwed. So we're playing Warriors, and we went to game 5 and lost 50-48. And
wasn't it Element Slayer game 5?
Yes, and Arcanum gets naded across the map.
Arcanum dies. And not to throw more water under the bridge, but Arcanum died. It was 47-47. Arcanum died twice.
No. I remember watching this match. It was on Featured. Were you on Featured, right?
No, we're on main.
No, you're on main.
Oh my gosh.
And then that team ended up getting top 4 that event.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
Dude,
they ended up making
almost
a big
recovered
run
from a crazy bad start.
I don't think they got top 4 because that team broke up.
I think they got.
Did they not?
I think they lost. They got top 8. I think, and then
They
they
got
lost.
top
think
8.
they might have
They got
got
top 4 before that. I think before that
Yeah.
event they had gotten top 4.
Yeah, because they got top 4 at the first event because I played them for top 3,
Yeah.
and it was the fastest series I'd ever been a part of.
But Twilight, though, you guys are, I know the viewers are sitting there. They want to know the Twilight story. So now that you mentioned Twilight
Matt,
on
you gotta tell the
Warriors,
story, bro.
we got to
Wait,
know.
do you guys not know about this? Is it like a hidden story?
I do not know.
Not hidden.
This
It's
is
kind of
for
hidden, but okay. All right. So Wes can help me with the
Twilight
details.
stories
because-
too. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. So we're
Tell them
playing.
what our team is. It's me. It's our Warriors team. So it's me,
Yeah, it's our
Matt,
Warriors team.
PJ, and Dursk.
Yeah.
And the thing about this team, setting up the story, the thing about this team is it was like us against the world at times. People hated Matt because of how dominant he was online, and they were like, he was one of those like, you're really good online, but you can't play at events. You're not good on LAN. Like our teammate just went to jail. Like we just forfeited series. Like if our teammate doesn't go to jail, Matt's probably doesn't have this like this angle that people can attack. But like we were so good online, and people were like, dude, Snakebite and Roll 2 are only good online, like because we were beating everybody at the time. So people hated us, and we run our mouths like. We were not quiet by any means. We embraced it.
Sean back in the day was a big shit talker. Like
as calm as Sean was with our team, like Sean loved to get
inward to his team, right? Sean's like all loved, but then when it's like everybody else outside of the team, Sean definitely had like some spikes for sure.
Yeah.
So we're playing. I'll let you tell the story, but we're playing Twilight's team.
So yeah, we're scrimming Twilight's team, and what do you remember the roster? I think it was. So I know it was Ghost, Twilight. Defy. It's like I'm not gonna lie, it was like pretty washed up squad. Like this squad is like on the way out. So we're playing them, and they didn't win a game. We 11-0'd them. I remember we 11-0'd them. And you know how you mute everybody in the party chat and like. So I think I don't know.
You switch between the game channel and the party channel on the 360.
Yeah, so like I unmute them because the scrim's over. And everyone goes, GGs. They have the mics on because we talk in game because we're back in 2011. Everyone's talking.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what
I remember.
Okay, can you? Yeah, because
Twilight goes, yo, Clutch. I was like, what's up? He's like, tell Roll 2 to unmute his mic. And I was like, yo, Matt.
then I unmute him.
I go, Twilight says unmute your mic. And you go, you tell it.
No, he goes, and then he what does he say? He's like, I actually don't remember what he said because why would he? When he goes, or he says, you think you're so good. What did you say? Like
I think you were teabagging and shooting bodies. He goes,
oh, maybe that's why.
He goes,
I think I was teabagging because I was just farming them like so hard.
Yeah, I mean it was bad.
He goes, yo, you think you're so good or something, or like?
Yeah, he's like, you think you're so good. He's like, if you were 18, I'd beat the shit out of you.
No. Before okay, so before he says this, he goes like, you think you're so good? He's like, do it on LAN or something. And then me being 15 years old, I'm like, why is this guy yelling at me? I literally go, you suck ass. That's all I say. And then he goes, and then he says, you're lucky you're not 18. I'll beat the shit out of you. Instead, I'm gonna beat the shit out of your dad. Literally what he said.
What?
And our whole team is sitting there. I promise you, he says. He's like, I guess I'm gonna have to beat the shit out of your dad, and we're all just in there. I go, dude, did you just threaten his dad? So since then we've had running jokes that like Twilight was gonna like walk out of the elevator and Matt's dad was gonna be on the other side and Twilight's just gonna beat him up. It was some of the funniest jokes.
Because my dad goes to every tournament because I was.
Your dad's really the nicest person in the entire world.
I know, right? So I just picture my dad at the tournament. He's like, and Twilight walks up and he's like, "Yo, Roll 3, like."
Step outside.
Yeah, and my dad's probably like, "Sir, who are you?" He's just so nice. He's like, "What are you talking about?" And I didn't tell him. And I'm like, dude. He said that, and I was like, dude, what? I've never heard someone say, "I'll beat the shit out of your dad." Like, not you, but your dad. Like, what am I?
That's like, dude. 15-year-old me. That's when I walk into my parents' room and I'm like, Dad.
I don't think it's okay for me to be online anymore.
Yeah, and then he left. He instantly left after he said that, and then Ghost is like, "Yo, Roll 2 is like, don't like listen to him. He's like a fucking. He was like trying to say, he's like, this guy's an idiot. Like, don't. Like,
yeah.
They're kind of like, what is he saying? Like, that's actually
because Ghost is like the nicest like person in the world.
Yeah, he's just like, what are you like? I mean, it's just so out of pocket. I was just even.
He was heated.
He was always a hothead. Twilight was always like
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of that was just competitive fire, like obviously he doesn't want to lose.
Dude,
and getting 11-0 like that.
Competitive fire is one thing, but then
obviously,
physically
threatening the parents of one of the
No, I'm not saying that's
Like
okay at all.
issues.
I'm not saying it's okay at all. I'm just saying, like, for someone like that who wants to win so bad to then lose 11 games straight and have this kid like teabagging you and
You
stuff.
get 11. No, just imagine
Yeah.
on Sank just spawning, peel, just getting sniped over and over.
Dude,
again,
I'm
and
telling
just
you, it
ready,
was one of the most dominant series
like
I've
plus
ever.
20. Like, you know, when you just play
we
like
are.
Yeah, especially
Oh, yeah.
on Reach, bro. On Reach, when you were getting dominated, it felt
Yeah,
bad. It
it's
felt
bad.
worse than any other Halo because it was just like,
with Bloom
dude,
and like you couldn't even.
yeah, bro. It was so
You
bad.
couldn't fight back. Like if you're getting destroyed like that, you could not
And
fight
If you
back.
got rolled to in your hut on Sanctuary and Halo
Yeah,
Reach, literally just
and I'm
put the
just
controller
cracked on
down.
Gatorade. Like I'm
Dude,
50,
Gatorade
like,
and chocolate milk, bro. And
Yeah.
the kid is just soaring around.
I mean, just had a nice home cooked dinner and
Yeah,
is
and then I'm
now
just teabagging
roasting.
for no reason. I've got to go to school tomorrow. I'm teabagging at 11 o'clock before bed. And this guy's threatening to beat the shit out of my
Mac's
dad.
internet's going off in 15 minutes.
Oh, that's another story. Yeah, my internet used to go off, so we
He
had
used
to
to have a
scrim.
timer
Yeah,
to
I used to have a
where
timer
his
on my
parents had
internet.
a
Yeah.
his parents had a
Oh
timer
my
that his
God.
internet
I
would
respect
shut
it.
off.
Yeah,
I respect it too.
At 11, it shut off at 11 on weekdays, and then 12 or 1 on weekends, I think, or something like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Because I used
Respect
to,
to them.
I don't know. So I used to have to get
Yeah.
off at like 10 and go to bed. I didn't mind it.
You
yeah.
started like your Halo like addiction, I guess, with Halo 3. Was it Halo 3 that kind of started it for you?
I think 2 actually. Like when I was,
Oh, really?
I used to play. Well, I always play sports, but yeah, in 2, that's when I was like, this is becoming a problem. Like I was getting on like 8. They actually put a restriction on my hate when I was in Halo.
That's
2.
when you got the bug for the.
I could only play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then the weekend. So I couldn't play
Yeah.
Tuesday and Thursday. So yeah, that's when it
Gotcha.
started because I was playing so much with like, dude, because back then, video games.
How old were you when you started playing like hours on hours a day for Halo? Like how old were you? You must have been 11.
I was like 8 Halo 2, yeah, 8.
Oh my
7,
gosh,
Oh
dude.
my god! So
And-
you've been grinding since you were 8, essentially.
Yeah, and then Halo 3 is when it, like I got a little bit older, and then that's when I was like,
And by a
I
little
was
bit older, he
playing
means he's
a
11
lot.
now.
Yeah, I was 11.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't
just
know
couldn't
you've been
stop
grinding
playing
since you were
Halo
8
3.
years old.
Like Halo 3, like everyone had the Halo 3 addiction, running MLG playlist, game battles. Like I was playing like not
Yeah.
as much as Lethal, maybe. That guy was.
No, I know you played Halo
remember
3
playing
a
on the
lot
playlist
because
a lot,
you were
yeah.
always really good in Halo 3. And then like Formal used to play Halo 3 too. Like that's when he first started kind of getting in.
That's how everyone kind of like
yeah,
TJ.
yeah.
Like we're all kind of like we were like top AM kind of, but like we were,
Yeah.
like, I didn't really go to events, but I was just like online.
yeah.
It's funny you talk
Interesting.
about. It's funny you talk about like the whole. You can only play Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like quick, funny side story about me. Back in Halo 2 days, my parents actually like didn't let me play at all during the week. And I was making pro bracket like every event, and I wasn't allowed to play on weekdays. So what I would do is I bought an extra like original Xbox power cable, and I stashed it away. So like they would take it during the week. I would stash it away, and I would set my alarm for like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I would get up before school, and I would play for a couple hours while they're still asleep, and then like go. And literally,
God.
on my wedding day, my mom apologizes to me. She says, "Look at all that you did in Halo when you weren't even allowed to play during the week. Imagine if we would have just let you play." And I was just like, "Mom, like you set me up, you sabotaged me, man." Like, but yeah, it was just such a dude. Not being able to play during the week and like trying to maintain a team and stuff.
Dude, I feel like everyone's like that were in our age. I mean, for Matt obviously being the youngest, but even for me, like growing up, like in my house, like the fact that I was playing, because for me it started with Halo 3, and I was kind of late in the game of Halo 3. But when I got addicted, I would play like hours and hours, just like everyone else. And then when I found out about these tournaments, the first one was Meadowlands 2009. My parents, like literally, there's no chance I was going. Like they're like, there's no way you're going to this thing. But then my brother, shout out to all y'all know my brother. I think like he
I don't,
was the
but
OG
I need to.
since like day one,
homie.
going to events. Yeah, the homie. But he clutched up, man, just to keep my side of the story short. But he would chaperone me, and I would be going to these tournaments, and I was like 14,
Nice.
14, 15 years old. And I think everyone has those stories, especially back in our day when we were young and going to these tournaments. It was much more new than it is now, how everyone knows what gaming is, and people know Ninja, people know Fortnite, people know, they kind of know that it's a thing. When we were doing it, they're like, where the hell are you going? And what do you mean there's like a tournament for a video game? It was
not mainstream at all.
It was a very
sketch.
like outside kind of thought.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first tournament, it was Charlotte 2007. I literally walked in my parents' room, 15 years old, trolling them. And I was like, hey guys, like there's a tournament in Charlotte, North Carolina in a couple weeks. You should let me go. And they were like, they looked at me and they're like, well, actually we have a friend that lives out there. Like, sure, we'll send you. And I was just like mind blown. Like I was completely expecting to know. And they just were like, yeah, like go stay with our friend. And that was how I was able to go. But back then it was like Faisal said, it was not mainstream at all. You know, people did not know, like your parents were like, where are you going? What are you doing?
It's like
So
all luck. Like just imagine if you didn't go to that tournament, like or if my dad, like, you know, because dude, to go to these
would have been
tournaments
different.
so expensive. Like I think a plane ticket to go to like one of these events was like $1,000 each. So my dad comes, I come, hotel. It's like, you know, like what if we couldn't afford to like go?
Totally.
I'm not where I like. It's like literally up to him. Like I don't know.
And there were not sponsors back then at all.
Yeah.
Even
and
for
you,
pros.
it was not, for you, it was a whole nother angle of being in another country. Like you're literally in Canada. So like as a young kid, now it's different, obviously, like the level that you're at, which speaks for itself. But back then, when you're just going and maybe not even making money, and you're having to fly to another country to play in these tournaments, it's like I can imagine that was
Shout out to your family
hard.
and your parents for sure.
My dad is the MVP because that's just fly your kid across. Like I would never take my kid to another country. Spend your own money. Like this is not my money. Like,
that's a lot of money too.
Man, that paid off, man. That's a great investment in you.
He did like multiple because there's no sponsors. I didn't have sponsors reach. Reach he paid for every. He didn't have anything, so he literally paid for like a whole year and a half. Because I went to 2 Halo 3 events, and like I guess he just saw stuff in me. He was kind of just like,
he knew. So Faisal and I have both asked you some fun questions, but Wes, I want to hear from you, man. What do you want to know from the legend himself?
We talked before the show started, and there's definitely a story that Matt and I. It's another one of those inside stories that we joke about and we kind of keep close to ourselves. So I'm gonna give Matt an opportunity to tell him the story of the subway trip, and kind of how basically a trip to Subway, kind of created a path for him and PJ to do what they did, and we've. A good memory and a good joke about. So I'll start off with that, and then I do have a question. I want to get this story out the way, and then I'll ask a generic question that I think would be nice for people to know.
Story time.
All right. Yeah, I got so many stories. So yeah, at Nats.
It's some good times.
Yeah, no, we have. Yeah,
watch your step.
I don't tell anyone, dude. See, there's just too many stories. I don't tell people these stories. So yeah, it's Nats, Orlando, right? No, sorry, not. Wait, is this Nats?
Providence.
Yeah, Providence.
2011.
Yeah. This is the Halo Reach Nats, the only national championship for that. We had just got third with our
Orlando.
Warriors team. Me, Snakebite, Dursky, and Rule 2. Could have found ourselves in the finals, but we lost a very dramatic game 11, I believe. The series that we got knocked out.
So yeah, pool play, because there's pool play. I don't know if there's normally pool play. I can't remember, but it's pool play.
There was at that
Nats.
point, yeah.
So, okay, so we're playing pool play.
No, it wasn't. Was it pool play?
Yeah, it was.
No, I think it wasn't, because we got knocked into the losers bracket.
Really?
There's a winners and losers bracket in pool play, Wes. There's still losers bracket in pool play.
There wasn't.
Maybe there wasn't.
It wasn't pool play for Nats. It was
Okay.
So, that makes more sense then, because I was trying to figure out who else we would lose. Okay, so round 1, we play, because we're like, we're the third seed, so we're playing like the 12, like it's not, 13, whatever the seeds are.
13.
So obviously we're favorites. We're playing Active Rush,
heavy favorite,
Aries, Alumnite, Sneaky Beaver, and
Frosty the Truth.
Yeah, Frosty, right? And then so we play, and we're like, okay, load it up. Nexus. No, what was the map, Wes?
Oasis King.
And when I tell you Aries injected something, this guy was literally evade no scoping off ramps. I have never seen dude. This guy.
He played the best series of his life, or what?
We had never seen Halo Reach play at that caliber. Still to this day.
It was like Blaze. It was like Blaze when they won the tournament.
I know. This made Blaze look like.
Shut up.
I am.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, what you were witnessing. We played the greatest team ever assembled.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What was he
you know when
doing?
you're dead? You know when you're dead and you just look at your teammate and he just gets world starred and you're like, this is chalk. Like, dude,
You know those moments.
3 dead, and Ares is evading backwards off that tower, and he no-scopes someone. And I go, my God, get me off the stage. And he literally went backwards. And I'm like, dude, Ares, what? This guy turned into like the biggest. Dude, he was not missing. I'm like,
Sneaky Beaver was actually a force.
He is nasty.
Dude, Ryan is
Really
good,
at Halo
man.
Reach.
People don't realize how good Ryan was.
they're all just shitting. And then, okay,
They were
so
all on fire. Like,
for that
literally,
series-
they all had
yeah.
the best series I'd
we
ever
got
seen.
we
all
got
of them
3-0'd Molly.
No way.
I mean,
No way.
Dude, all right, so have you ever seen Royal 2 go neg double digits?
Did I?
No.
Okay,
Royal 2 went neg 20.
this is the Royalty Neg 20. They always talk about this still to this day.
Yes.
That's what they're talking about. Because I
You
always
went
team
neg-
in front. That's
We
crazy.
went
Really?
neg
I don't remember
20
this.
in game 1, and I think it was 22, and I was like, I have never seen Matt go neg 22.
The
I actually don't remember this, bro.
only time when I played Matt, you freaking dropped plus 20 on me.
Exactly. No, that's funny. Yeah, when we played y'all, Matt's on a rampage on the
We gotta
same
talk
game.
about that series too, bro.
Not when
because
Ares is doing
to
the
this
dip and
day-
dive.
that is
to this day, that broke my heart, man.
I
Like,
gotta-
y'all just,
I gotta say just really quick to hear this side of the story is hilarious because I hear this story like so regularly teaming with Frosty and Alumni about the time they made Royal 2 just absolutely get
I didn't
destroyed.
even know this. I actually had no idea.
Oh yeah, wait, go ahead, Matt. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
go
were
ahead.
saying,
Sorry,
I mean, I
sorry.
blacked out as much as you did, so.
So yeah, we got 3-0'd. I'm just staring at my monitor like we just okay. So no, we forgot this part. We get 3-0'd. As soon as we lose, Alumni stands on his chair and starts giving us the belt. It was Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron
belt.
Rodgers belt. I'm
Right,
getting
dude, we're
belted.
the third seed. We haven't won anything. What are you holding up the belt on us
I'm getting
for?
belted, and I'm just sitting there. My dad's literally probably like smacking me upside the head. I'm sitting there staring at my monitor. This guy's over the just giving me the belt. I'm like, one, sit down. Two, like, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
not
looking
that.
at- no, it's dead quiet. We're just like,
This
bro.
wasn't the finals.
Well, now we're just like we're losers. We literally we got through it and we're like, what the like what just happened? I'm getting
world
belted
star.
at round 6. We're like, this is for top. We're literally top 16 right now. We're
No,
not.
we're top 24. We played for top 16.
24. Top
Yeah.
24.
y'all made a big run in the losers bracket.
So we lose, get
Oh my
belted,
god.
and I'm just like, okay, I plugged my controller. I'm just
Oh my
like,
God.
dude, what just happened? And then
That
I
was
think
one of those
okay,
losses where you just stare at the screen after you lose, and
dude,
you're just
no,
like,
yeah, you ever just stare in the screen, just like, yeah, you can't even.
I got off
that
everything's
game.
going around you,
I
just
could.
like, yeah. So
and you just gotta give them daps because you're just like, dude, just hurry
you're
up.
like, yeah, I get
After they're
belted.
standing up, hooting and
Yeah.
hollering.
This guy belted me and goes, "Hey, GG, bro!" Like, dude, like, get out of my face, bro. Like,
Out of here.
so after we lose, and then we're just like, okay, it's like 2 p.m. whatever, tournament starts, and we're like, let's go get lunch. So we go to Subway. It's like because it's in a mall or wherever, like the convention center. We just like walk to the mall, get Subway, and we just get into like. We all get the foot longs, whatever we get at Subway. I always get the salami, the classics.
Mm.
We're sitting at the table and just like, bro, out of nowhere, like, cause we just lost, like it's all the mood's just ruined. We're kind of just sitting there eating. It's like all quiet. We're like, all right, man, like, just saying the whatever. And then like Wes and Sean just give us like this, like out of nowhere, this deep speech. They're just like, I don't even remember. You probably remember what you say more, but like, they're just like, like, dude, this might be like my last tournament. Like if we, like I want to go with like a bang or something. Like they're talking about like retiring, and me and PJ are like, bro, what? You guys, we're 15. We're like, what do you mean retiring? We're like at a tournament. They're like going so deep. Like Dursky's like, yeah, man, like I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do this. Like, Wes is
I had in my mindset that like this was going to be my last team. In my head at the time, I had so much fun teaming with these guys. This is like people ask me what my favorite team was. Like the BTH team is close, but like the fun that we had, the camaraderie we had, like the bond that like us four had, it was something special. And I had told myself like, listen, like when I'm done with this team, I'm done competing.
Yeah.
So I was kind of in the mindset of like, if we get bounced early from this tournament, we're not gonna stay together.
top 24
like Roll 2 and Snakebite, I could see it. Right, I knew that they were gonna be something. And I kind of just sat them down. I said, hey guys, like this is gonna be my last tournament, or this might be my last tournament. And I said, this is definitely my last team. I was like, I don't want to team with anybody else in the league. I knew everybody else in the league. I teamed with just about everybody I wanted to team with. And that being said, I was like, I was going to have my piece with like kind of going out with these guys because that's who I wanted to play Halo with. And it hit a point where like we find ourselves competing for top 16 at Nats. I know how good we are. I know we can win the tournament. We know we can win the tournament. And it was like, so let's get out there and let's make a play. Let's do something special. It's kind of like one of those movie quotes.
It's literally like the last hoorah. Like,
Yeah.
like everyone puts their hands in. Like we all at Subway put our footlongs in, and we just like,
let's do the damn thing, right? Let's kick this thing in another gear and let's make a run, and go out the way we want to go out, kind of. So I'll let you continue telling it from there.
Yeah, so pretty much we had like this deep team. Like I was just like, because me and PJ we're just so young. We're like, dude, what do you like? They're talking about retiring. I'm like, bro, I just started playing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it was so weird. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just trying to eat my food. I was like, I mean, it's pretty serious though. Like it was, damn. Like we're all just kind of like, holy shit. Like, okay, this is like, damn. Okay, and then so we're top. What are we? Top 24.
Top 24. Yeah, top 24 at that moment.
European top 16.
So we're playing. What were their names? Riots.
Riots.
Like the classic European.
Those team power.
Snipe. Yeah,
I don't think it was power.
It wasn't power that time.
It was the other one.
It wasn't the Bucks.
Oh, it wasn't the Bucks. Okay, it was the other one then with like Snipe Drone and
Riots. Or was that the
and
team?
Riots. No, Riots is on that team.
Are they Australian?
No, they're European. They're
sponsored. Their team name was like an org name. I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
it wasn't Power, but
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, it was the second European team.
Another European. They were good. They were pretty good.
Yeah, we found that.
Yeah. So after our subway talk, that series goes to Game 5.
Oh my god!
Like, this is a European team, and like we're just like, okay, surely we need to get some momentum.
Into this.
I think we lose the Slayer. Game 4 was countdown flag. And the strangest countdown flag I was ever a part of, where everything was working in their favor, and like all these weird flag runs were just like not working out. We outslay them, and they somehow beat us.
And then Game 5, Sang Slayer, baby, sniper scented, double snipes. So this game, and this game, by the way, is like it's 40-40. Like I'm shitting my pants. We're at Nats. We're
42-42.
I'm not kidding. Mid game, I still remember mid game. I go, I'm about to lose to this team, like to a European team, and get top 24 at Nats. I remember mid game, in my head, I was just like, when you pause for a second, you're just like, I might actually just lose right now. Like
the reality of it sets in.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Damn.
Yeah.
So then I guess Wes can tell because.
Yeah, this is where I had to step up. It's 42-42.
Here we go.
I'm playing good Halo.
My name's Clutch.
I literally say, give me the effing snipe.
No way.
And you don't say they'll roll 2 on your team.
I said, give me the effing snipe. I jumped right
Michael.
And
Michael Gordon over here.
I don't know if he said that. He probably just
somebody was near it. It might have been Sean. Sean was near it, or somebody was near it. I'm literally like, give me the I literally say, give me the snipe. I jump up ring 3, and I promise you, I snipe their sniper, and I body about 6 other guys. I do not miss a shot. I don't get a lot of kills, but I body everyone, and all of a sudden, the game ends 50-44. Like we win very clean after
it was like 50-46. It was like pretty close, but like it was
the game opened up. He opened the game up.
Bad play, no would have lost.
Dude, they're European. Like they're European, and I forget what his name is, but he was like known for sniping, and he was like peeling. Like I feel like I wasn't getting sniped. Let's be real, but Sean, dude, I kept seeing snipe.
I'm we were in a stalemate, and I swear to God, PJ and Sean got sniped like 9 times before we get a kill. And I'm just like.
When your teammates are just getting sniped and you're like,
and it's game 5, and it's game 5 when you're in losers bracket.
Top 16. I'm just sitting there like I'm watching whatever I'm watching, and I haven't died, and like the score has changed dramatically in their favor. I'm like, what is going on?
Wes is having flashbacks to the belt.
That's a story.
So we ended up winning that like 50-46, and then we're just like. And even we're like, dude, that was way too close. Like, we gave this speech, and then now we're almost like, and I'm like, are we good? Because like we literally lost and almost just lost to a top 24 team. I'm like, this.
And we had just got third, and we were dominant online. Like, it's like we know we're good. Happening? We're not playing.
So then, who did we play next?
We played. Who did we play for top 12?
We played top.
No, we played. Well,
no, we played.
Maybe
that was for. Yeah, that was for top 8. We played. All right, so maybe that was for top 16, or no? That was for top 12.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was for top 16, and then we beat
somebody
something.
else.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah,
Worst
because I
case,
think like if you
worst
started in pool play, you could only fall so low. You couldn't fall all the way down to top 24. I think you could only fall to like top 20
we
or top
weren't in
16
pool play,
maybe.
I don't think we were.
I mean, not
like,
pool play, but if you were like a pro seed
I think-
going in.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think that was for top 16 because we were
Okay.
top 20 because we lost.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
more
yeah.
sense.
Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got
So it'd be top 16, top 12, top
and
8. Yeah,
then
you,
we beat. I don't even know who we played for top 12. It might have been like, yeah,
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
matter.
And then we played. So top 12 to top 8, we played TJ's team, right? It was like
Yeah, it was the team that just beat us to get second, and it was Lethal, Ryan Noob, APG, Blaze.
Blaze. Yeah.
oh my
Blaze.
gosh, that team
And-
was nasty.
And yeah, they had won the tournament 2 tournaments ago. They won. They
Yep.
got second at the previous tournament. We're playing them for top 8. We just lost to them for the second tournament before in game 11.
we're
Yeah.
playing like
we-
this early, we're just like,
We do not get along with this team very well, by the way.
Mm.
So it is game time now. Like one of us, like we're in our head, in both of our teams' heads, is like we're top 3, top 4 teams.
You don't want to
And
be
one
there.
of us is not making money from ads.
Yeah.
So it was like a wild setup because we lost so early in the bracket that we have to play them. And I'll let you continue, Matt, but I just remember before that event, Ryan was on the forums, like on the pro forums, bragging about how he had the highest average of any pro player in reach up until Nats. And that was like something that he was like really like holding on to and clinging on to, that he was the number 1 reach player at the time because he had the highest like average placing.
Mhm.
That was like something that like gave a little fuel to the fire, you know.
And he also booted me out of a scrim before that tournament. 'Cause I used to host online, and we were pounding him, and he literally just booted me mid game. He just booted me because
He just snapped.
No way.
or he
Those
left.
two
or
had it
something.
rough
Yeah, it was-
on the
yeah.
come up.
It was just weird, and I was just like I was host, and I had like 1 down, 1 up, and it's probably terrible, and I was just farming because like no one's gonna. I'm host, like it's not fair.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
so we ended up 3-0ing them, right? Like, it was just like it was
No, 3-1.
Oh, 3-1. Okay, so we 3-0.
I'm pretty
3-1.
sure it was
It's pretty. It's
Damn,
pretty
y'all
good
beat
game.
that
Like,
team that event?
yeah,
We
weren't
beat
even
them.
that. Like it was. Yeah, it was.
It
like,
was.
not
They
even-
were not close games.
Yeah, we're not like I was like, wow, that was pretty like easy for top. But I was like, okay.
Yeah, we
then-
stepped it up.
So yeah, we get top 8. We play status quo for top 6.
Yeah.
So okay, I think we 3-0 them, right?
Yeah, that-
Dang. So you guys are rolling now.
We're just going like, dude, we're just going down. Like, all right,
Yeah.
quo,
Now we're starting to heat up.
Yeah.
We're starting to play like we know we
Yeah.
are. I think the infamous series with Lethal and them, that was the turning point where it was like,
Of course, that was the second best team, arguably. You know?
exactly.
I mean,
Let's flip
yeah.
that switch and now we're on
Yeah.
we're on fire at this point, right? We
Yeah.
won a close game 5.
Damn, y'all ruined their tournament by losing so early. Honestly,
Yeah.
because they shouldn't have been playing such a
No,
good
they
team.
should have been
We
playing
actually
active
wrecked
rush.
everyone. We were literally ruining everybody's. Like,
Dude,
Yeah, we
y'all were
ruined-
that
we ruined-
yeah, lost early, and now everyone has to pay for it.
Yeah.
that was,
so yeah, we beat Quo for top 6, and then
Easy.
playing for top 4 was that Classic.
No, we played. You're forgetting Dynasty. We played Dynasty for
formal to
top.
Doxic
Oh
and them.
wow, that team
top
was stacked. By
Top
yeah.
4 Dynasty.
We played formal to
Hold on.
Zoc. This is
Yeah.
This
is
team
on a-
was just gunners.
So after we beat it's Friday still, and we beat Infamous. So Infamous is out of the tournament on Friday.
And then the day
Oh
ends,
my
like the
gosh.
matches are over.
Yeah,
yeah.
One's gonna be-
So Saturday,
Yeah.
I remember,
Damn.
so we're warming up. We know we play Quo. We've looked at the bracket because, to be honest, it was like, all right, we play Quo now. Who do we play after Quo?
Look at our road. Yeah.
Yeah, we
look
saw
at our
Quo,
road.
like this is a good bro. Like, 'cause-
Yeah,
Dude,
okay.
like,
y'all
like-
took Infamous's bracket essentially after
Yeah.
beating
yeah. Yeah.
Savage. That's savage.
So we look who we play past them, and it's Dynasty. And this is a team that we also don't get along with very well.
So many gunners on that team.
like
Kazakhstan,
formal, like
Destin,
Hines and
they won a
Destin,
tournament
yeah.
as well. Like we know
Yeah.
they're nasty. And we're warming up, and I forgot who we're playing. And I remember Formal and Tiz. Even though I'm boys with both those guys, like they knew they were going to play us in a series and later on that day. And I hear Tiz, and he's standing behind us, and him and Formal are talking. And Formal tells Tiz, he goes, "If we play them, we're going to 3-0 them." And I turned around and said, "What'd you just say?" And I like took my headphone off, and like we're mid game warming up, and they're like, "I said if we play y'all, we're going to 3-0 y'all, or we're going to beat y'all." And I turn around, I go, "We're going to 3-0." They said they're going to beat us. I turn around, I go, "We're going to 3-0 you." and they looked at me and said, and they're like, "Yeah, right." I'm like, "If we play you, I promise you, we're going to 3-0 you." And lo and behold, we get past
what
Low.
happened.
We get on main stage, and Lo and behold, they
Three.
get off the stage after 3 games.
Damn.
Yeah,
y'all
and it
beat
was
a lot
like-
of good teams.
So y'all go
having
from
that.
top 20 to now top 4 in a matter of 24 hours, basically.
Yeah. And then
Damn, that's a
who we playing
climb.
next? Classic.
That was your top
Classic.
4 because
We
then
got-
you're playing
we got-
top
we didn't
2.
play- Was it classic?
It was classic.
And was
So we
that?
played BTH for top 2.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's
We played
classic.
classic.
So that was
Top 3.
prototype. Yeah, it was
top
like
3.
Yeah,
prototype.
prototype, Straight Sick, Chig, and Russo.
Russo, they were good.
That was a
Oh,
nasty
they were
team.
They
It's
were
a
like
nasty
an,
team.
I feel like an undercover.
Yeah, they were always like consistent in that tournament. I
Weird.
feel
Like you see them and you're like, these aren't like some superstar. You know, it's like one of those teams that just like they're just like good together. I guess it's like one of
Yeah,
those
They got
were
top 4
good.
like every
They
event.
played
Yeah.
like a different meta than everybody
Yeah.
to a sense.
Yeah.
Russo, like,
Russo
was
did the
doing
jetpack
jetpack
runs.
and no one else was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it was
jetpack runs and all that stuff.
weird.
They were
Yeah.
they were the right fits for each other,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
Um,
Chig's leadership,
We
obviously.
actually go down 2-0.
Wait, really?
No way.
Yeah, we go down 2-0
I
to
don't even
them.
remember that.
And the best part about this is we're scrimming these guys online one day, and I remember it being a close series. And I remember saying to the guys, I will never lose to these guys at a tournament. And
And now you're down
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, now you're down 2-0.
DJ and I, we go to the bathroom before game 3, and we're like washing our hands. And I remember looking over at PJ. I go, "Yo, PJ."
Dude,
And
yeah.
PJ looks over, and I go, "You remember what I said about these guys?" He goes, "What?" And I go, "I'm not losing to them at a tournament." And I promise you, we win game 3, game 4 we win, game 5 Zealot Slayer, and I don't mean to tell this story from my point of view, but it's like 37-37, and I pick up a snipe.
Team.
I pick up a snipe, and somewhere out there, there's a VOD. It's not even on my point of view when I pick up snipe, and it's on somebody on my team. It might be Matt's, and all you see in the kill feed is clutch sniped, clutch sniped, clutch sniped. I got 7 like straight kills with the snipe, and we end up winning like 50, like 38 or like something.
Dang.
Very
Once again.
dominant.
Dang.
So that was actually
Opening
like
things
when
up.
I look back, that was like probably the best wipe I ever had at a tournament, where it was just like it was pretty nice.
do or
little spawn
die.
I
It's
had.
do or die.
Caught
That's the
fire
time
at
to
the
show
right
up.
time.
Yeah.
no.
We
Two
were-
times
we were
in
all
that tournament.
playing.
That's 2 times in the tournament, the same tournament he had to do that. So in a game 5. So
In a game 5.
yeah.
So we play BTH next.
For
I'll
top
let you have it,
2, yeah, we
Top
top 2.
two.
Did
Yeah.
this go game 5 too? I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was
Zealot
Zealot
Slayer.
again, right? Yeah, because we kept getting Zealots.
Dude,
And, like-
we were the best Zealot Slayer team
Yeah.
in the game, and we
So-
kept getting Zealot. And
Yeah, we
it
kept
couldn't
getting
be any
Zealot.
better.
We actually got like blessed because every time we got Zealot, we just won. And so yeah, it was game 5 again, Zealot. And I think like I don't know what happened. Wes, were you sniping again, or I actually don't remember this.
I think we just
I think we just
rolled
won.
them,
I think we
dude.
just- yeah, I
We
think
almost
we were
stake
just
them.
Well, actually, yeah, that's what happened. We were farming so bad, you know, and you're up by 20. You're like, yeah, we already won. You know, when you like win a
you
slate,
get that feeling where-
and we're like screaming. We're like, yeah, like because we're about to make the finals, and you're already like, no, like you just
I
kinda,
already-
like, you know,
I always
maybe
say,
throw this game, and,
like we were probably up like 15, and I just remember hearing Maniac's call outs from across the stage,
yeah, he's like,
he's red one
man.
shot. I'm like, we have him right where we want him, boys.
It's like 40-25.
Yeah, like, and
He's,
he's
like,
like
panicking,
panic
and they're
calling
like,
out,
yeah,
and we're like calm, cool, collected, steamrolling. Everyone's on
Yeah.
fire. No one's missing.
we're all
Like,
just
Now, who was
sprinting,
that
like,
BTH
it's, like,
squad at the time? It was Maniac. Who else was on that team?
reliable
loud,
sniper.
Maniac, reliable, and snipe down.
It's a pretty good like
Wow, that's a-
individual. Yeah, that's like
They
a,
were-
Yeah.
They
yeah.
had some skill for
So
sure.
Les gets to take down his old roster, obviously, for a spot
And
in
who's
the
not
finals.
playing the finals that event?
Instinct. It's gonna be Instinct.
And
was gonna
I-
say-
and I-
Dude, Instinct was nasty.
That's
in
the brick
Reach,
wall, bro. That's the
and I
brick
gotta-
wall.
I gotta go now. That's just right.
Yeah, and this story, unfortunately,
It ends here, sadly.
The
does not
Cinderella
have a
story.
does not have a
Cinderella.
happy ending.
Yeah,
Well,
we,
for,
And the worst part about it,
we got like
we
the
just
worst.
we
maps,
looked at our
like-
game types. We literally
Mhm.
were sitting down to play the series, and we look at the game types, and it's literally like Nexus King. We were not a good Nexus King. We were all right at Nexus
You're right,
King.
but like they were.
Downtown Slayer, I don't think we won as a team ever in the history of us teaming. And then Pit Flag, and it was just like
ugh,
we
yeah.
looked at those game types before the series, and I'm not even gonna like say that this thought didn't go through my mind. I remember seeing a Zealot game 4. I'm like, we got to get to game 4.
Like,
Yeah.
kind of like just win one
Yeah.
game, like, and it's just
Yeah.
like this is also isn't it best of 11 and they're up 3-0, right? Isn't that how it works? Or
Oh yeah,
Oh, you have
because
to
they
be-
were
yeah.
losers and they're from
Yeah.
We were gonna have to beat them in
6
Two
games.
Yeah,
It's like
two best of 5.
You have to beat them in
Well, at
6
that
games.
point, was
yeah.
it 2 best of 5 still, or was it just
We hadn't
first?
played them yet, so it was 2 best of 5.
Yeah,
No,
if you hadn't played them, it was 2 best 5s. If you did
Oh,
play them,
you're
it was a
right.
continuation.
It was a best
Right,
of
you're
11 if you had already played them.
It did give him a
Yeah.
3-0 lead if you didn't play him. It made it 2 separate series. But if you play
yeah.
him in the tournament, then you start
Yeah.
from where you left.
Yeah.
But basically, we ran out of gas. A series.
Dude, that was such a long. It was such a long day because we
Dude,
went from
that's-
top 8 to
I-
second or to the
Yeah.
final.
Yeah.
And dude, we didn't eat like.
We
That
didn't
was like
eat all
7
day.
hours. It was 7. It was literally as soon as you're done, and the refs go, "Yo, main stage." Yo, like they
Yeah.
just put you like they
We
don't
had
let
no
you do anything. You can't go eat. It's not like like
Yeah.
What was the prize payout for that tournament? How much did second place get?
15,000 each.
How much?
15,000 each.
15,000 each. Yeah,
Damn,
That's
it was
a
the 60
nice-
grand.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's a nice
And
payout
first place
after
was how much?
100K.
100.
So it's 25
Dude,
each.
even second got a big bag that event. 15 G's.
I
Yeah.
came away with 17 because I got second in the 2s.
Of
Which I got
course.
completely. Which the game broke for me. to get second.
Damn, Wes almost pulled home like 20 G stacks
Dude.
that tournament, bro.
That tournament was so I mean it was probably a great tournament at the end of the day.
I
but-
never heard the breakdown of it to that extent. That's
Yeah,
that's
me
one
either.
of those tournaments that you always like remember, and like that is like
I want to
a
go watch
war that
VOD
you
now.
go
Like
through, you
literally,
know?
when we get off this, I'm gonna go watch VOD. Like, because I just feel I'm like, dude, I want to see some of that. That sounds freaking
Dude,
epic.
it should be on. I think it's on YouTube because there's like the
It
MLG.
should
yeah,
be,
they have
yeah.
them up those on main
The main
stage,
stage
'cause all
matches
of our
will be
games
on
are main
YouTube.
stage. And yeah, you can. I think I kind of want to watch those too. Those
It's
are
so
some good
epic.
like just good games. Yeah.
Well, as you guys were telling the story, I was just like, dude, like the side of the bracket, I'm like, I'm so glad they're not on the Instinct side. Well, obviously Instinct would have been in winners, so
Yeah,
like not
yeah.
having to like face them, but it's like, dang, dude, like what a way to rally back, like Wes and Sean giving their speech and crying and all that, and then you guys sit down and
Dude,
make
it's
the
the weirdest
losers
story.
bracket
It's
run.
like, on Friday, I'm literally thinking I'm going to lose to Europeans.
Dude, y'all
like,
literally.
top
Can you
24, like,
believe that? That's how. That's
top
that's
20 or something. Like,
when you tell people about these tournament runs and stuff, there's always moments that, like, think about it. In a
career
very
could be over.
realistic alternate universe, West doesn't hit a few snipes and for maybe misses a jump turning through or whatever, and y'all lose, and you're tied 42-42 in a top 20 matchup, and then you end up getting second place. So it's
Yeah.
crazy how it's so important to ice up and clutch up in those close games because
And
that
all
could
the
be
teams'
start of,
tournaments they
like, the
ruined,
run.
right, Faisal? All the teams' events that they ruined going through that losers bracket, Faisal, it's like infamous. They have a different tournament if they don't match up against them so
Yeah,
early
see,
on.
get top 6.
know?
They were not planning on getting top 6 there. I promise
Exactly.
you.
Crazy.
Um,
yeah, that
yeah,
happened.
it was
Anyways.
wild. The worst
Yeah.
part about it, sorry.
No, you're good. You're
The
good.
worst part about it was I had this thought before we got onto the main stage to play the finals. It was like, if I win this, is Ogre 2 and In the Clutch are your only 2-time national champions.
He's gonna be in the category with Tuger.
No, Tudor had a couple at
and
that
that-
point, didn't he? Didn't he
That
have
thought
like?
crossed my mind.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
wait.
He had 05 and 07 at that point,
Dude, 05.
and 010 and 2010.
Walshy,
05
right?
doesn't count.
What do you
He's
mean
just
05 doesn't count?
05 he was playing
Man,
against
it doesn't count.
T squared
Playing
and
with janitors. though.
Okay, well, it's still 2007 still counts, and so is 2010.
7 counts.
10.
10 counts.
So,
Okay,
so
so we
that was a
had to-
false stat by Clutch, guys.
This is
No,
a false
I would've
stat
been
by
a-
Clutch.
It would have been me and Tuger.
I wonder if we got.
No,
3
you would have
others.
had 2. He would have had 3. Oh, I'm saying you would have tied him
Yes.
in your mind. Okay.
Okay,
I would have
never
tied
mind.
him.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Instead, he gets 3.
Yeah, so
3 and 4.
it went from possibly being 2-2 to 3-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, it's something cool to think about, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
even
yeah.
being in that conversation is pretty amazing, Wes, honestly. And you know,
Hey, I'm
you've
just
shown.
happy I got 1 at the end of the day, but 2
Yeah.
would have been great.
And I know what that feeling is like so well of like when you're getting towards the end, when you're getting towards the end of your career and you're just like, man, the only thing keeping me playing this is these guys. And it's like, I don't want to have to go through rebuilding and doing that all over again.
Yeah,
so
I
I know,
wasn't.
I know where you're coming from when you're just like, man, dude, when this team ends, like I'm going to sail off too. Cause it's like, at this point I've done what I need to do. And it's these guys, it's love of these guys more than anything else that keeps me going. So
I mean, it must be
Yeah.
hard to quit after you got second place and made 60 grand as a team
Well,
because you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hold on. Should I,
he didn't
yeah,
quit. He
no,
didn't
we're not
quit
going
after
that.
that.
We're not going down that road. We didn't
Yeah.
team the next event.
It was.
Yeah.
It went to no bloom, no sprint.
The next
And
event,
that's
West was on BTH.
And then nothing
again.
was the same.
yeah, nothing was the.
I didn't have a Red Bull lane to convince people.
Oh my!
Oh, wait, whoa.
All right,
yeah,
story time.
We're getting in- No, it's all good.
The tea's coming out.
I didn't have Red Bull as a sponsorship at the time, so it was pretty hard to compete with the West Price specialty that I was offering teams.
Red Bull
man.
Red Bull was hitting different back then.
Red Bull hit different back then. When there were
2011
no orgs, there were no there's no money in there. Red
What
Bull
was your team for the tournament after that, Matt?
He was on Quo
So
when they
yeah,
won.
it was the last Halo Reach tournament ever. Or I guess it was Halo tournament, right?
they had the
Columbus
Dallas,
event,
but it was Columbus 11.
2012, no bloom, no sprint. It was me, Snakebite, Flamesword, and Nable. So as we were
Quo.
Quo, we went to status Quo.
Oh, so they poached you and PJ with the I got it.
They were watching from the sidelines and knew the talent that they needed to get
we
over
were
the hump.
actually
I
trying
guess.
we were trying to pick
They
up
actually
Ian.
won.
Yeah, we're trying to pick up Ian. Like we didn't want to join Quo. Like we just wanted like Ian. For I don't know, we were debating which
Ian
one.
was
like,
nasty.
yeah, so
Yeah,
we wanted
Ian
Ian
was nasty.
because I don't know what our team was just going through some shambles. Like in the offset, I don't know what was happening. I actually don't even remember. But for some reason, yeah, so shit was going sideways. And then so we wanted Ian, but like Ian was, Red Bull and Mike, they're like a package deal. And yeah, so we're just kind of like, okay, well, we can't get Ian. And like I don't know if we were thinking about Mike. Like we just couldn't get any of them. So it was just like whatever. So they were like, me and PJ, there's another story. We actually are 1v1ing. And we were like, because we were talking about it, we're like, 16 on Xbox party chat. And we're like, we're like joking around playing 1v1 sync. And I'm like, yo, PJ, if I hit the snipe, we're joining the team. And when I'm telling you, I'm hitting I'm 360 no scoping. Like it was like this is like the stupidest story, but like I was like, all right, PJ, if I hit this no scope offering 3, we join status Quo. Like it's like as a joke. And I was like hitting it every time. And I was like, we're like, I guess we're joining status Quo. And I'm not like, I'm stupid, like low key, we literally joined because that was happening.
Wes is so mad to hear
He's
that
like, just a
story.
sign. He's like, that is so stupid. He's like, that is so superstitious.
No shocker. You leave the kids alone and they destroy the house.
So okay, let me get this straight. So then the team going into the next final Halo Reach tournament was Flamesword and Able, and then Royal to Snakebite, and y'all won that tournament.
Yeah, we did instant. And we actually, we lost.
I remember that. That was crazy.
Wow. Winners finals, and we were down 2-0, and then we brought it back to game 5. We ended up losing. And there's a clip on YouTube. I remember it was like so it was game 3 or down 2-0, and it's game 3's Beaver King. Mike goes neg 27 in Beaver King, and we win by 5 points. Just to, even though we lost the series, but I mean, if we would have got 3-0'd, like you know how hard it is to win a 11 in the
you
final.
won that,
yeah.
So we win that game. He goes like neg 27 with like I don't know, like third, like not that much hill time. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
There's not enough hill time on the scoreboard that you can get if you're
he was like, I don't know what happened. He went like 9, and it was crazy. And I remember Lunchbox had first 3 on me when the new hills moving to the last base, and ended up like just 5ing him. He got like world starred, and they actually ended up losing the game from that. It's on YouTube. I remember. It's like one of the things I only remember because it was like. The definition.
Is it from your POV or his POV?
My point of view. He was like shooting me on top of the base. Like I'm looking rockets and I'm on blue base and I look down and I just 5 him. I'm like, and then I drop in and live and we end up winning.
And then y'all spawn there and the hill moves there and then you end up. Damn.
It was like a pivotal kill. So we end up winning that, but we lose game 5, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes it so it's not like a 3-0. And then we end up going to the finals. And then the finals, dude, this series was amazing. This finals goes to game 11, Countdown Slayer, and we win 50-48. Or 50-49. 50-48. And PJ gets the last kill. And they have do I have rock? I have like rockets under the base. Bro, when I tell you I was shaking like a motherfucker, like, bro, I was literally under the base. Like, you know how nervous? Game 11, my heart's literally going,
my god.
I have rockets. What if I rocket the wall? Like, dude, you know how much rockets? I'm sitting under countdown.
For the first win, too.
In my head, I'm like, bro, please someone kill somebody so I don't have to make a play because like I'm not gonna lie, like I don't want him to make a play with rockets and like fuck up or like just like do something.
Bro, I can feel the tension. Like
I'm under the base and my heart's just going. I'm like, dude, please. And then all of a sudden,
this was the high finals, bro. Everyone was
the crowd was massive. We're chanting Halo.
This was supposed to be Halo's like event, and this finals was like getting it was huge. It was a big deal.
People as far as you could see on the main stage, like they stretched it out. I didn't have the bleachers. It
was a big deal.
Yeah. Warcraft people came over, like like the other ones.
Yeah, that was huge.
And then we ended up winning that 50-48. PJ, I just remember he's like he was on one of the streets on Countdown and killed like Tuger dropping down health pack right before I rocketed him. And I was like, oh, thank God. I remember just staring at my screen and then it just says like or I don't know what it said, like game over. And I was like, oh my God, we actually won. Like I just like, and yeah, just went kind of crazy.
And it was like everyone that was like following status quo up until that point, like was waiting for status quo to finally win a tournament, right? They'd gotten second multiple times, you know.
They won that, they won that reach event.
They won the reach opener. They won the reach opener.
Yeah, but then
they won the first reach event and then the last reach event.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
And also another funny part is, there's like the free for all too. Like there's a free for all seating for that tournament, by the way. I don't know if
I remember that.
That was so whack.
Yeah.
They seeded that.
I mean, like
the only
semifinals
team
for
where
that.
me, Snakebite, and Enable got. We all went to the finals of the free for all. I think PJ or Ian got like 4th. I got like 5th, and PJ might have got like 6th, or like we all got like in the top. So y'all
seeded is really good.
Yeah, they were all playing in the finals.
Yeah, we had the first seed.
That's how good those 3 were at the time.
We all made the finals.
Those 3 were 3 of the best 8 players in the game.
Yeah. And they had to like separate us on main stage so we didn't like throw like because
bro. And it was really good.
Yeah, he was good. And Mike got like first rounded, like dead at like literally got like second rounded, and he was just like he was having a beer while we're just playing all day, like trying to get.
That really was the start of the dynasty that you and Snakebite created, and going back to like that for that event with Warriors, y'all got 3rd place, then y'all got 2nd place, then you get 1st place, and then that's where like your run starts. So it's actually really interesting that we got to like break down all those like those first few tournaments that y'all really got success in, because you could tell that just by hearing you explain those tournaments and the situations y'all were in, like if you come through that against the people y'all were playing against and you come up on top, that just starts your foundation is so strong at that point.
You're trying through at that point.
They'd been through the fire, right?
So those are really pivotal tournaments for you guys, because who knows how everything would have been differently if
pivotal
y'all did
game
not.
5s, right?
We don't even talk about the tournament before, like how many game 5s we played. We played BTA for the top 8, went to game 5, beat them there. We played Faisal. We played you in a game 5. We're down on 8.
We went to game 6.
We tie it. We go to game 6.
Don't do this right now.
I'm hitting the off the top, dude.
We're down like 6 kills with 30 seconds left in game 6, and we win. Like it's that was the craziest series.
Let me just say this, okay? These assholes, all right? We're in okay. So just side note, this series I'm talking about is for top 4. If we beat this team, we play status quo next, and we 3-0'd them earlier in the tournament, so we would have been a 3-0 for top 3.
Dang,
we are up in game 5 against these against these 2, and game 5, like we're up, no way we lose the game. These guys come back some miracle way and they get a final kill, and they're up. You guys were like, I'm not kidding. You guys were up 6 with 30
game 5. They were up like 8 with like a minute 15 left.
It was like,
and there's zero chance. Like we literally started playing so timid and scared, and like they ended up tying it last second, and then we go to game 6.
I'm telling you, I killed the guy that lifted up tower when the clock hit 0-0, and the game ends. And we tied.
Dude, we did some desperation play. Like we look at the clock and we're like, dude, we're down like I'm not kidding. We're down 6 with like 30 seconds, and you're like,
it was over, bro. We were in my head. I'm like, bro,
yeah. You're probably like, hey, we like.
I'm so ready to, because I did before this tournament. What this was? What event was this?
Was it Orlando?
Orlando, yeah.
Would have been Orlando.
Okay, it was Orlando. So my best placing before this at MLG was 4th in Halo 3 that I got with Darkest Hour. So in my head, I'm like, okay, beat this team. I'll tie my best. And this is all I'm thinking is in the game almost, because we're up like 8 with like a minute some left on pit. All
He's thinking through all this stuff already.
Pit Slayer. And in my head, I'm like, we beat these guys. We're top 4. I'm 4th place. We're up 3-0 on Quo. We can get, maybe we can make it to the final. So much stuff is going through my head, bro. And they just come back and tie game 5 crazy, and then they come back crazy and win game 6 by like 1 kill. And it was so sad.
Those games will never be. It was on Featured Station, so there's no recordings anywhere of it. But when I tell you, those were the 2 craziest games I think I've ever seen at a tournament, and to be a part of them, and to be a part of the team that like was coming back in those, it was. I mean, like. It's like whenever I see these guys now, or when I was watching them in H2A, and it's like you saw those incredible like Noble Black games that they win. You see you see whatever comebacks that like they've achieved throughout their careers up past those points, it's like, dude, they've already been there. They've done that. They've been down worse with less time on the clock. Like I know these guys are capable of it, and that's like to Faisal's point earlier. It's like Snakebite and Roll 2 learned real quickly how to clutch up in their careers and how to embrace that moment. Yeah, and how to embrace those moments, and they shine in those moments. And to that point,
because they were built on them, right? You, at a young age, they were put in those situations, and they had to learn quick how to rise to that occasion, how to ice up. So it's like you can't teach that.
There's some backstory to this series because, so I'll tell you, there's like I got another story because this is good because
story time, Royalty.
So
we got story time.
By this story, I mean this series, we're up 2-0 by the way. We almost got reverse swept.
Oh yeah, no, Matt was on a rampage game 1, like plus 25.
I went 25. I died. What's a 25 berserker? I was on a 25-0 spree.
It's an unstoppable
everywhere.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
What's a 25? I saw it and I go, dude, what am I doing, bro? Like, our coach is like, what? He's like, holy shit, man. I'm literally like, was it Azo's coach?
Azo.
Right? Yeah. And I'm like evading back, forth. Like, I don't know what I was on. So the game ends. This is the weirdest part. One, my joystick fell off, by the way. My thumbstick, literally, when I tell you my controller right here, it was off. The joystick literally, I had a custom controller. It ripped off. I go, Dad. I'm like, dude, can you put this back on? Because it's my right stick. It's my aiming stick. It is literally off my controller. Like, and it's just like the bare bones. So my dad comes on. He's like putting it back on. So it gets back on. There's a rip on my joystick. They literally get a grip because my grip is ripped off. So I'm playing with like a broken stick, and it's been like that. But like, it's so hard to get controllers back then, like custom made.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, yeah. So I have a broken stick. I'm like plus 20. I was like shitting. I'm like I'm shitting so hard my stick ripped off. And then so we win game 2. But yeah,
I think we stake them. It's like this year's is over. Like Matt just went plus 30 something on these guys. We stake them game 2.
Good 3-0. Faisal's team, I don't know, but like we lose 2 straight. I'm like, we're about to get reverse swept.
One thing I'll never forget is one side. So my team was Neighbor, Best Man, Arcanum, and me, right?
I remember that squad, the TD squad.
Dude, that was a good squad, right?
Sick squad.
Yeah.
I was watching you guys.
And then, so these guys were dominating us game 1 and 2. Like, it was just bad. Like, we shouldn't have been that kind of thing, right? Game 3, I think, like, it was close, but we win. And you just see Best Man get up, and he just wags his finger that way.
I love Nick, dude. He was so funny.
I'm thinking typical Nick. He just looks at him. He just doesn't say a word. He just shakes his finger because we were about to get 3-0.
Not quite. Not quite.
And then we win game 4. We're up big game 5, bro. Reverse sweep about to happen. And then,
dude,
I remember in game 5, we were down by like, I swear we were down like 11 at the time. And I spawn plat on pit, and I get in a fight with a guy our camo, and then all of a sudden I just get sniped from sword, and I'm like, we just lost. Okay, we were up 2-0. Matt went plus, in my head, I'm like, Matt went plus 27 on this guy. I was like, how are we about to lose this season?
But then Wes, remember when I jumped off F2 and I double no scope?
No, it was off sword.
Yeah, I did a fadeaway. Oh my god!
The game pivoting moment. I'm telling you, when it clicked in my head how good Roll 2 was. Roll 2 is in sword sniping.
Oh my god!
We're down by. We have to play perfect. We're down by like 12 or whatever. Roll 2 probably kills the guy that just sniped me.
I grabbed new snipe. That's what happened. I grabbed new snipe. I go up sword ramp because like you want to like go sword and snipe. I get pushed by I don't know if it's I remember it's Neighbor, it might have been Faisal. I'm going up snipe or go up the sword ramp. I'm like I don't know if they double peeked. I got naded or whatever.
I know exactly what.
And I have full snipe. I'm like, dude, I'm about to lose full snipe. This game is like it's over. I lose full snipe. We're down by 10, whatever it was. Like we're getting farmed. I like jump back off the sword ramp because I'm one hit. I double no scope both of them before my feet touch the ground. I'm like,
dude, I'm telling you, it was the nastiest.
I don't know. I did it. I'm like, I'm not even saying anything. I'm just like, yo, 2 dead in sword. I'm like, what is happening?
I see Matt. I look over and I see Matt do this, and I'm like,
bro,
I don't even know what I did. And because if I'm dead,
we have a win condition. It is that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm getting scared. Yeah,
courtyard, like they're over. Sword, like it's
over.
It's over.
Yeah,
100%. You guys are spawn needles. Like it's reach pit. There's no cover to run like H3.
Yeah,
you're getting like no bloom, or it's not no bloom. Sorry, but you're just getting like
yeah. And they made the right play to try to like force snipe out of your hands, like with a crazy play, and you just had
the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. He literally shot like as fast as the reach sniper could shoot twice. He shot twice, no scoped them both in the head.
Yeah, and then like
face was just like, this is
I
what was
went back to
happening.
F2 or something. It was like, I'm not kidding. I'm just like, the stuff that happens that makes us win. Like, I should be losing. I don't even. It's like it's actually ridiculous.
And these are like career altering things, obviously, because it's just part of that
and this
climb.
keeps happening. I don't know why. Like, it's just like in H2A, the same thing. Like, I sniped some guy with 1 second left to tie the game, like Arcanum. He just peaks. I don't know if you guys the Noble Black series. Like, he doesn't. Top 3. Like I don't know. It's like, what is going on? I don't know.
Arcanum, he's just a part of all of it. He's
he's everything.
He's a stepping stone.
On a lot of different sides.
He's a stepping stone for greatness.
That needs him back.
All right, Wes, do you have like, I know we got into stories a little bit. But you said
we've been running a little bit long. I'm gonna keep it short.
Who cares? Whatever.
Ask a generic question, right? Matt, you've been a part of by far some of the most incredible plays that I've ever seen on a main stage in a clutch situation, with the game on the line, with your tournament on the line. I've seen it firsthand, alongside you too many times. What is it? I guess, what kind of a mindset or what kind of a skill set do you think you have in order to just pull it's not luck because it's too consistent. So what kind of a mindset do you have in those situations, or what kind of a skill set do you think helps you get through those situations and be so successful to be probably the most clutch player I've ever seen in Halo?
I don't even know. Like, it's like when I'm playing, like I have the same feelings like everyone has. You know, when like you need to like make a play, like my heart's beating too. Like, I'm not some like my heart, like you know, robot. Everyone gets like like I'm not like some robot. Like my like my heart starts beating, bro. Like, it's not like I'm some superhuman, but like it's just like I don't know if it's because I played so much Halo, but like I need to know what needs to happen for me to like you got to break down Halo like in scenarios and situations. So like you move 2 feet, you're like, what is the next 5 seconds going to look like? And what do I have to do to like make the best play? And like, I think that's what I make, like the instant, like every time a play happens, I know what to do in like that split second. And like all those, like, you know, like the H2A thing, for example, like I remember that scenario so well, because there's literally 3 seconds left. We kill someone. All the shit's going on. Like, people are screaming. In my head, I'm like, PJ's like, me and PJ, actually, PJ's like, yo, someone's going to spawn behind us, because in H2A, you spawn both bases. So I instantly, there's 2 seconds left. I 180, look into the other base, and of course, Arcane's like peeking from red flag, which was a bad play by him. But I end up sniping him, and I'm just like just those little scenarios. Like, it's just something you can't like obviously teach. It's just like you have to be able to break down scenario. It just comes from playing so much, and that you gotta trust in your own gameplay and like what to do in different scenarios, if that makes sense. It's kind of like
absolutely, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
dude.
playing is one thing, but I think what separates you obviously is your talent, right? So it's like, so obviously I completely understand and agree with your premise that it's hard to kind of explain it. It's almost something that as a pro player and as for you as like arguably like one of the best players in the game, like not only do you have the repetition because you put in the work, that's obvious, you put in a lot of practice, but the talent that you have, so you understand those situations, you know what you got to do. The difference between you and like a top 6 player is that you can execute it and hit your shots and get it done, right? So
it's the perfect marriage of the two, right? It's when you bring them both together.
To like it's one thing to know what to do in a scenario, but like you said, like executing it, it's like how to do it.
There's no room for error.
There's like when you see something, it needs to be instant. Like, I don't think like people like I don't know. I just need to make a video on that. Honestly, it's like you got to make decisions like super fast, and like someone throws a grenade, like I don't know. There's just so much stuff that goes on in my brain that I guess like I don't. It just like it's like second nature, but there's stuff that happens that you got to do like instantly, and like that actually like just people in H5, like let's say like, you know, like Funk 4, like these teams that are like, you know, like just not blowing, but like they'll lose like these game 5s is because they don't have like that instant like reaction to like scenarios. And that's how like, how do you think like we keep winning game 5s, or like you see Eco's team winning game 5s is because like we have like, you know, certain players have like this instant just reaction of
like you give them the smallest window of opportunity, and they will press your neck on it.
I'm talking about like you
comes
take
from repetition.
Exactly.
It
comes from repetition.
Not everyone can, even if like everyone does the repetition, it's like how you as a player
perceive it,
make the scenario like good in your like play style.
I've been here. I know what happens. I know how to press.
Exactly. It's like if Wes plays how I play and like does what I do, and he'll do something completely different, and it can change the outcome. So it's like it's just how I play and how I know that I'll do the right play Like it would be just completely different. Like how I aim, like Wes aims different. Like he's not doing the same thing I would do in that scenario, and he would have a different outcome, or like, you know, it's just kind of weird.
I think one of the biggest things that I have mentioned, but I haven't really gone into it much for like up and coming players, is like the importance of how you spend your time playing. So like even if you're playing matchmaking, dude, like every single game there are scenarios happening that you should be storing and memorizing in your head, how it played out when you did this, how it played out in that same situation when you did that, and like memorizing all the possible scenarios so that in a tournament, when you're under pressure, when you have that fog, you remember instantly, hey, in this scenario, I've been here. I know exactly where I need to go. I know where I need to look. I know where I need to shoot. I know what I need to dodge. You know, so a lot of people just play and they're just like mindlessly just going through the motions, where you could be being productive even if you're just playing matchmaking at 2 in the morning.
That's a huge point. Like whenever I play any video game, like if for some reason like everyone likes to play and they'll like turn on music, like I never play with music. Like I think music is actually like, so I wouldn't say it's really bad. Like I play matchmaking music and stuff, but when I'm playing like a new Halo or any Halo, like I'd play matchmaking and I'm like trying, like I'll smurf all the time and like I'm trying, like I'm not like sprinting around like trolling. I'm always like playing to
trying to
play.
learn.
Like so many people just play matchmaking and they'll just run around and like troll.
They're just going through the motions.
I've never played matchmaking ever in my entire life and trolled. Like I've never just ran around.
That's weird because when I get on League and you don't help me get schedules.
Okay, we're talking the Halo.
Like so when I play matchmaking, I'm not like just jumping around like sprinting, like, you know, like why-ing. Like I'm playing how I play every single time into like
exactly.
I play the same. Like if I'm playing social, I'm not like why-ing doing this shit. Like every time I get on Halo, it's the same thing every single time. I don't change.
For everyone watching out there, take a very close listen to that, because obviously World 2 being arguably one of the greatest players, not even arguably, he's one of the greatest Halo players in Halo history, and he's telling you that when he gets on and he's trying to improve, essentially is what he's saying when you say like a new game, right? Because if you're playing like a Halo 3, like you've already done this so much,
5 now, like 5
you
years
can put on some music and that's fine. But if you're trying to improve and your objective is to get some reps in, like he is saying, he literally plays every single game, like he is trying his ass off trying to improve. So
he's building those habits. He's building championship habits for in the future when it's going to matter.
Every game you can literally learn, like it's just like I said, like the routines. Like let's say you're top engine, like I don't know, like you're just somewhere like top BR on the, you know, H2A or something, and like someone throws a grenade, this bangs this way, like that now is stored in your brain for next time it happens on main stage, and you know what to do. Like instead you're trolling, listening to music, like bro, I just died to some dumb name. Like I don't know, like people just think it's so like weird.
Yeah, it's nonchalant.
It's just like
it's chess, not checkers.
I wish people like took it more, like I don't know, it's just weird when
you don't. You should enjoy everybody taking it.
It's weird. It's like,
no, to be fair, honestly, Matt, I think people are, so to you it all falls into place. Like I mean, people should just do what I do, and you know, obviously I got success, and that is to an extent is true, but again, I'm going to circle back to the differentiating factor is the clear-cut skill and talent.
I'm not gonna like gas myself, but you can't just like, let's say some amateur does what I do. It's like you have to have like, there's always a talent
get better.
side. There's always a talent side. Like you have to have skill. Like any basketball player is not just like fundamentally good. You got to have like, you know, the skill to like, you know.
But I would say like the talent side kind of almost automatically gets better from playing a lot, whereas the side of like memorizing the game and seeing the big picture is something that you have to consciously work on and get after when you're getting on. Is kind of
that's like the biggest thing with like AM players is like, because like, you know, like Halo comes to the point where it's like everyone can shoot, and like, you know, it comes to like those crazy plays that like some players excel in, and like, you know. But it's like the AM players, that's literally the biggest difference, is like their decision making and like those split second and like how they react to scenarios. Because like you see every tournament, me and PJ watch, I'm not kidding, like even these online tournaments, we go, oh look, this team's up, and I go, relax, they're gonna lose game 5. They always lose because they just don't know what to do, like in these certain scenarios. They just don't
lose focus.
It's every single time.
Dude, when we saw Funk 4 up 2-0 against Cloud9 the other day, and they were playing that Strongholds, and all they needed to do was get a couple picks and play slow to get it. Like,
I said the same thing. I watch it, and we literally go, I see the score 88 down trip cap. I go, GG. They literally got reverse swept. It's over. Like, I already know it's...
Dude, they were literally up 81 to like 41.
To 40.
I know it's over. As soon as I see a trip cap, they have no composure. Like, not to be rude, they're going to lose composure. Like, and they're just not going to win. Like, I don't...
That's crazy.
When all all you have to do is take
it's
your
just
time and like, dude, it's
just that
insane.
one. Oh my god! Like there's that one little second you just like you think you win and you just get like too like greedy.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Well,
it's worth watching because you can always just see it happen. But
Yeah,
Well, let's talk about some AM players though while we're here. Obviously, we had the Halo 5, the next Open Cup happened this last yesterday actually. Top 8 teams secured spots in the next Halo 5 Pro Series Cup. Wes, the top 2 teams, we saw Ace and Friends bounce back. I believe the team was Ace, Jazero, Savinator, and Suppressed. And in the finals, they played against Swish, Vetra, and Friends. It's nice to see Ace finally make it out of one of these Open Cups, man. Like, it's been a rough go of things for him, but he's back in the Pro Series. Well, I guess I'll start with you, Matt. Like, are you expecting to see anything out of Ace and his boys come the Pro tournament next weekend?
I don't know what pool they're gonna be in, but I feel like they're a pretty good team. Like I don't know. It just
Think they're gonna make it out of pool?
Depending on who that second team is. I don't think it'll be.
Only 4 teams are making it out of pool play.
I mean, there's still some teams that are like we talked about Kingdom. How there's 8 teams make it out of pool play.
Teams, 2 from each pool.
It's the old format now where it's like the 4 pools, 2 teams per pool.
16?
So there's going to be one top 4 team that I don't think they'll be, but I do think they could be one of the.
Yeah, that could be Kingdom maybe or one of these other
teams.
So
they're like the third. I think they're like so they're like the best AM team. I think they'll probably be like the other, the 4th. Like you said, the 4th place team, and then it just depends who they. You don't think they'll win? I don't know. I
watched Ace play and I was not impressed.
Okay, I honestly didn't watch, but I've seen them play and like they're playing.
Zero's good.
Weren't they in the Pro
good
before, right? Or did
no?
they
Ace has not made one. He hasn't made it out of one of these Open things yet.
Yeah, no, this is Ace's coming out party.
Yeah.
Okay,
Golly, dude.
Okay, I don't know if they'll make it. It just depends on their pool, honestly. Because if they're playing, I don't think they're going to beat any pro team, like any top 4 seeded team, because the gap is kind of big in between like 4 and 8. Like that's not
and
too many good teams right now. So it's like
do you think they beat a team like Flyers? Because I don't.
No, Flyers is pretty good. I don't think they'll beat Flyers. Maybe like if they're like on fire.
Yeah, maybe.
Falling Flyers, Kingdom, and who's the 4th team that I'm missing from like the bottom 4? Do you guys know? I don't know. Yes.
I heard Anthony. He made it. I don't know.
Yeah, his team made it as well. Yeah, there's like some people that have been grinding on the 5 that made it up. The runner-up though, like got second was like Swish 5s and Vetra. So there's some talent coming out of these things. Those guys grind. So we'll have to see. I think that the top 8 is pretty safe. I could see maybe someone like Kingdom, but then again, Kingdom I heard went to Game 5 against Cloud9 in the pools, which we didn't even talk about because we didn't even know that happened. What?
Wait, sorry, who's Kingdom? I don't remember the team. Which gamer tag or like
dude, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
I don't remember who's on.
They didn't make it out of pools, but we were kind of counting them off in our predictions, and they went to Game 5 against Cloud9. Someone corrected me in the comments, so I had to.
Probably another series where I was like,
give them some props.
I was like, they're up again, and then here we go.
Yeah.
Anytime you get your hopes
Cloud9,
up,
2 Game 5s.
Anytime you think an upset's gonna happen versus a pro team, I just never believe because I get my hopes up, and in a Slayer game, and then they blow it or something.
You're all excited.
Before we finish recapping the esports stuff for this past week, there wasn't too much. I mean, we have the normal stuff, right? We had the Open HCS Cup, and we just talked about that Aces team one. We had the Halo 3 tournament, and then we had the Esports Arena one. But going into this next like H5 Pro Series season, first of all, like congratulations. We didn't get to bring you on last weekend, but congratulations to you and the squad. Locking it down again, getting that win. Started off those finals a little bit scary. I remember that Strongholds, y'all kind of got trip capped on, and it wasn't looking too good. And then y'all turned it around after like halfway through that Strongholds game, and then I think y'all had the control of that entire series. But congratulations to you and your team for winning. Now moving forward in this next H5 Pro Series, obviously with Neptune still on the squad, Lethal choosing not to play. How has that been with Neptune instead of Lethal? Even though it's just temporary, everyone knows y'all's official roster for Halo Infinite is with Lethal. But what do you have to say for Neptune and how he's performed? Obviously, y'all had a little bit of in terms of your standard, because you guys are like the best in the game, a little bit of a down performances in some of the tournaments. But I think just like y'all normally do, and I was saying this on the broadcast, like when the stage is the biggest, the lights are the brightest, you guys come out and freaking always just are there, and you end up winning the whole damn thing. So quickly speak on what it's like not playing with Lethal and playing with Neptune, and just the few tournaments for H5 Pro Series that we have coming up, and how confident you feel if you can go back to back in the finals.
Yeah, so playing with Neptune is definitely different because I mean TJ and Neptune are the complete polar opposite of players. Like TJ's more like a supportive, like, you know, just your standard classic like Halo player. He's not doing like flashy, you know, jumps. Neptune is the definition of an H5 kid. Guys slide, can't, like, you know, playing like he's just cracked out. He's like trying to like clamber everywhere. He's the definition of a Halo 5 kid. So it's like it's cool teaming with something like that because I'm coming back to Halo 5 now. It's like we're not in our top form. Like we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna be there for like unless we play for, you know, longer because we're not putting the same amount of hours. No one's scrimming, so it's kind of hard. But yeah, Neptune's definitely a great addition because you need like the individual skill right now, and he brings like, I mean, he's just making crazy plays, and like we're at 5 years in H5, and that's like what you need is someone that's like, you know, just doing crazy stuff and, you know, like world starring, like winning like 1v1s that you should be winning. So yeah. It's just completely different play styles. So it's kind of it takes a while to adjust because we're trying to, like, you know, we practice him with a little bit, and he's trying to, like, he listens really well, and we're trying to like teach him some stuff, just trying to, you know, trying to win these cups. But yeah, going forward, I think we're just, you know, we're gonna try to scrim, just do the same thing we've been doing. There's not really much you can do.
Yeah,
we're not getting good like we don't really scrim pro teams. We scrim like the some of the AM teams in the cups. But we're just gonna try to keep playing. Make sure your individual skills good because not too much practice.
To kind of piggyback on that, my last question is, like, so outside of you guys, you have Cloud9, we have Inconceivable, and we have Fung 4 is kind of the top four that's kind of established itself. Pioneers. Yeah, KCP. Sorry, KCP. That's kind of like your top four that's kind of established themselves. Which one of those three teams is the biggest threat, do you think?
I guess I'd say C9, maybe just because we were struggling with them before. Like I remember we were beating them earlier. I mean, like in the first, like when we first started the first H5 events, we were winning, and then I don't know. I guess they kind of like turned. I don't know if they because they were playing a little like slow, like different. I don't know. We were beating them, and it was like kind of easy. Like we were like 3-0 on them, and I was like, this is not like normal Cloud9 like Renegade.
Yeah,
like, they should be putting up a better fight. Like I mean, it's like the old Splice. Like it was kind of it was weird, especially for us not playing Halo 5, and like Renegade's been grinding Halo 5 for like, you know, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think he stopped.
Whole time, yeah.
And like they all have been playing, so I was a little surprised. And then you know, as the tournaments got on, I can tell they're playing like way better, and they started, you know, they beat us in the finals, and I think we got like third. I actually don't even remember, but I remember we lost them a couple of times, and even like in the esports arena, we lost to them in a mixed team, and it's just like, all right, we're losing to Kevin again. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like I think I'd just say C9. You know, Kevin's always forming the good teams, and Kevin's a great player, so he's always got like the good squad. Yeah.
Very cool. Wes, anything you want to ask him before we send these things off?
No, let's finish the recap of the esports that went down. I know Faisal, you were in another
Faisal
finals.
almost got the reverse sweep. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give a quick run. I'll give a quick recap of the Halo 3 Pro Series tournament. Again, it was a fun tournament.
Don't ask me about it, please. Don't ask me about it at all.
Yeah, poor 100 digit. No, I don't even feel bad. You gotta be more responsible than that. These guys forgot to check into the tournament, so they didn't even get to play.
Sick brain over here. Yeah,
which is unfortunate because y'all are definitely one of the better teams that sign up for these things. I mean, we didn't have many teams at all for this one. I think it was like less. It was like 15.
It was 11.
Or even,
it was 11.
Yeah, so small bracket, made it to the grand finals this time. I mean, against the same team that's usually there with us. You know, Lethal and APG. This week. APG actually wasn't there. He couldn't play. So it was Lethal, Trippy,
Gilkey and Ace.
Gilkey and Ace, yeah. So Ace actually won 2 tournaments this weekend. He won the Halo 3 tournament. We went to game 5 and they ended up winning by like 4 kills. Super close. Congrats to those guys again for winning. So we've had a fun kind of back and forth with those guys. Some, you know, they've been winning some, we've been winning some. So it's been, and with the new update, I genuinely enjoy competitive Halo 3. You know, it's fun. It's very fun.
So much fun, man.
So that was a quick little breakdown of the Halo 3 side of things. So congratulations again to Lethal and his squad for winning, and go ahead and break down the esports arena stuff, whether it be Wes or Wes, go ahead. You commentated it.
Yeah, you commented. What'd you see, brother?
The esports arena stuff was good. We had a pickup team of some scraps of some of the best players in the world right now in Halo 5. They went as X. And it was Frosty, Saiyan, Trippy, and I cannot think right now. Frosty, Saiyan.
Was it Eco or no?
It was Eco, right? I don't know how I forget.
He plays every week, yeah.
So that's obviously a God squad. You got Saiyan and Frosty that kind of like have some beef with each other. So it was kind of surprising to see them team up, but I guess it makes sense when it's free cash when you guys are on the same when they're on the same squad, especially in Halo 5. So that squad absolutely dominated, as pretty much expected. Big shout out to the LATAM team. They got third after a second place last event, and then they actually played. Who did they play in the finals? They played Kansas City Pioneers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They played Kansas City Pioneers, and actually LATAM beat Kansas City Pioneers in the winners bracket. So that was actually an exciting series for them to come back in the losers bracket and rebound and win that. I like that Kansas City Pioneers team. I think they got some skill, and I think that they're pretty good at Halo 5. I'd like to see them kind of upset maybe that X team.
Close it out. Yeah.
They could have beaten Cloud9 in the
Gotta
last
close that out.
Halo 5 championship.
Gotta close that out. Matt's
Dude,
they're still learning. Give them time. I'm sure they're young
it's not
in
their
their
time
careers.
yet. They're still on their way up. They're not quite there yet, but they're definitely that team.
They don't have a clutch to pick up snipe in Game 5 when it's 42.
I think Wes has mentioned that like 5 times so far this episode.
I've heard this. I've heard this for the last 10 years.
They don't have it.
We'll just be doing the most random thing. I got a wedding. Remember when I grabbed Games Night? I'm like, dude, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's.
Hey, you either got it or you don't. But big shout out to Kansas City Pioneers for rebounding. But that X team, you kind of had an idea that when those guys, even though those guys aren't an official team, when you put that much individual skill and that much Halo 5 just dominance on one team, they're going to be tough to beat. So shout out to them for taking first place once again in the esports arena side of things.
Cool.
And that wraps it up.
Yeah, well, everyone, that is going to do it. We're going to go around the table here. First and foremost, I want to say thank you again to Royal 2, Matthew Fiorante, the Halo legend down here, for coming on the show and giving us, a lot of insight, funny stories. We're going to have to bring him on again sometimes because obviously
we got
there's
more.
so
He's
many.
got more. He's got more.
Stories, so there's a lot of stories we gotta break down. But
Story
before I
time
give
with
it to my co-host Matt, I'm gonna throw it to you. And any final words, any shout outs you want to give? I know Sentinels, obviously with y'all's org and everything. You guys have been doing great for them, and it's obviously a great move by them to pick up y'all's roster. But yeah, man, I just want to pass it forward to you, and thank you once again from everyone here for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me once again. Shout out to Sentinels, probably one of the best orgs I've ever been on. They treat us actually well. Like I've never been on. I have to say it somewhere. That org, like, dude, when I say I get responses instantly, they respond to me instantly. So shout out to Sentinels.
There you go.
Amazing.
You guys are like one of the best orgs, probably the best org, like management wise, I've ever seen. And I'm glad I could be on here. And if you guys ever want me again, I have plenty of stories that I know I can brew up.
Let's do it. Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, Justin, I'm going to pass it to you.
Yes,
give
sir.
your closing thoughts and, where people can find you. And also, before I give it to you, Justin, for everyone watching, we're going to put in the description of the video where you can find all of us. So, that'll be that. But go ahead, Hunter JJX.
Yeah, of course. I got to say as well, thank you so much, Matt, for jumping on. It's been an absolute blast to hear from you. And I don't know, in the back of my head, I kind of see like a story time with Royal 2, like coming once every couple of months or something. Like that might have to be a segment that people look forward to.
I'll be here.
Yeah, once a month we're gonna have story time with Royal 2 or something. Cause that just those 2 stories were insane, man. Yeah, shout out to Twilight, obviously, as well. You can find me. You can find me on Twitter, Hunter_JJX, Twitch, Hunter_JJX. We're gonna make sure to link Royal 2's Twitter and everything else as well. So be sure to follow him on all socials. Shout out to Sentinels for taking care of them. And I'll see you guys every single day streaming Halo. I've been sick all week, so my schedule's been kind of whack, but I'm gonna try to get back on that, bringing you guys that content you guys expect. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for episode 15, and thank you for 500 subs. Keep sending us those comments, those messages. You guys have been amazing, so thank you for tuning in.
All right, and now the man Clutch himself. Take it away, Wes.
Yeah, obviously, thanks, Matt, coming on. We had some good times. We always got stories, like we said, so that can easily become a segment because it feels like every week we make a new inside joke with each other that we kind of have for years upon years at that time. Big shout out to Shazam. I know you're probably going to watch this. Team Roll 2 in here. You're actually free low if we match. So, Sentinels, you're doing something right if you got a player like Matt praising you the way he's praising you. So great job there. My social media will be in the comments below, I'm sure. So don't worry too much about paying attention to that. Hope you guys enjoyed story time with World 2. I know I did, reminiscing about the past and our good times. So it's a good episode.
Yeah, great episode, and a lot more good times to come, with the episodes. And that's another thing I want to remind everyone that stuck around this long for the show. Please be sure to leave us comments on YouTube and on Twitter to let us know what you want to see, what you want us to talk about, who you want us to bring on the show. So far, we've had some Halo legends come on here, and we're going to continue to do that. But that's going to do it for the 15th episode. Until next time, we're out.
Peace.